live a few seconds ago. I was up there for like 5 minutes, but I had no views, and it was weird because I was on for 5 minutes, and usually somebody would check in by then. I think it's because the setting was off. I was not. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't public. So let me see if I'm live now. Because if I'm not live again, I'm just gonna stop doing this. It's kind of weird. Yeah. See, I'm right there. Cool. Awesome. So I am live. Somebody should see me soon. I'm gonna delete this one. One moment, y'all. Whatever. Okay. Anyways, people can figure this out later. um, I'm doing this video because I just did two videos going out on the streets asking foreigners to tell me about their expectations dating in the Philippines and if they're expected to pay for their fiancés or girlfriends' families. And then I reversed the video and I went and asked some Filipinas if they expect their boyfriends or partners to pay financially for their family. And I'm making this video as a response to some of the questions that came from those videos, as well as to try this new feature that YouTube keeps asking me to do, is these live streams doing a vertical format like you see here instead of the horizontal usually that I use streaming software for. So we'll see how that goes. And if this is something that YouTube wants me to do and try out, I'm going to do it. And as usual, this is an open discussion, so please ask any questions that you have. If you guys can see me and hear me, please let me know. We have Trust Your Passion says, awesome. I hear you. Thank you. Okay. That's great. Michael's, hey, brother. Yeah, so it's going to be different because I'm using my phone. I don't have the mouse on the computer. It's going to take me a while to get to your messages, but please just be patient as I figure this new platform out, this new layout. This is my first time doing a live stream through the YouTube platform itself and doing it vertically. Anyhow, with all that being said, let me start off by saying some things that are just true. Number one, if you're coming from any Western country, dating in the Philippines is going to be easier for you. It's just a simple fact of life. Now, I'm not saying if you're a loser in your home country, you're going to come here and be a superstar. What I'm trying to say is your chances increase significantly, regardless of what you're pulling in your home country. So let's say if, like, in the Canada, I was getting one date a month. Over here, I might get 10 dates a month, for example. If in Canada, I was getting 10 dates a month, I might get 30 here. Whatever that number is for you, you're going to get more chances here in the Philippines. Now, that could be for several reasons. Number one, Filipino people are just friendly. Number two, English is very commonly used. Number three, Westerners are really well accepted, I guess because of history, the U.S. influence, Spaniards, Japanese, all this stuff that happened in the past. People are just a lot more accepting of foreigners now here because they've had exposure to them. Angela's Habib says, hey, Alex, what's up, player? Also, guys, can you tell me if you can see the comments from other people? I'm curious if you guys can see the comments or not, because when I click on them, I can't highlight them, so I don't know how that works. Anyways, so we'll get into all that, and I'm going to give you 10 things that might be different dating in the Philippines, and we'll talk about some realities that are changing when it comes to dating in the Philippines, because lately, when I do my interviews, I'm getting a lot more negative feedback than I ever did when it comes to dating a Filipina. So we'll get into all that. We'll see how long this goes. I'm going to have a sip of my water, and then we'll get into it. Thank you. Michael John says he can see the other comments, which is excellent. If you're new to the channel, I'll give you a brief background about myself. My name is Alex, originally from the Middle East, but I live in Canada. And I've been traveling full-time for 5 years now. So I've visited different countries, and the Philippines where I feel the most comfortable, and it's my base now. So every few months I take a trip somewhere else, but I'm staying here in Cebu City, which is great for me. So with all that being said, when we talk about dating in the Philippines, you have to have two kind of sides to it, right? So first, you have to look at it from the perspective of equal grounds. So we're talking about a 25-year-old dating a 25-year-old, or like a 25-year-old dating a 23-year-old, or somewhere where the age gap isn't more than 5 years or 6 or 7 years, let's say, where everything would be on equal terms when it comes to physical attraction. So if you're someone that says, oh, why would you pay for your girlfriend's family? Or I would never do that. Yeah, because you're speaking from your perspective, which is, let's say, a 25, 30-year-old that's dating a 25 or 30-year-old. The truth is, though, in the Philippines right now, I say about 90% of tourists or people that I see that are foreigners are over 50 years old, and they're all males. So when you have to when you consider that into the equation, then that changes everything, right? So I'm sorry to say this, and a lot of older guys have given me some heat lately, but it's the truth. You cannot expect to be 75 like we had the gentleman that was on my video last time, and he's very honest and open about it. You can't be 75-year-old dating a 25-year-old, which is a 50-year age gap, and expect her to love you initially for your physical appearance. Perhaps she grows to love you at some point because you're human, yeah, of course. But at the start, those are like the terms. I'm sure they have some kind of financial agreement. I don't know if she's on an allowance, but long story short, I think nobody's really questioning why those two are together, right? People get offended saying, "Oh, you hate on older people." I don't. I can care less. I'm gonna be old one day. It's nothing to do with that. But I also met many people lately that have the expectation that was they were gonna come here to the Philippines and be just like swarmed by these women. But no, women here do have values. They have their own thing going. They have their own money now. They're starting like online is changing the whole dating game in the Philippines, I think. So you have to consider that when you're talking about these things, like older and younger. If that's a big age gap, you're exchanging something one way or another, right? So this old news is nothing new here, but it has to be said sometimes, right? And then also one more thing is you have to consider or factor in is the rise of social media is really changing the landscape of dating in the Philippines and across the world, right? I feel like back in the day, maybe 15, 20 years ago, a foreigner gentleman can come here and have a lot more chances of dating and actually meeting a woman now compared to today where some women probably don't need you anymore. They don't need you because they get the money online one way or another. I'm not saying just OnlyFans, but social media is a crazy thing, right? So, you know, it's just actually my biggest pet peeve from all this is those men that just like are too thirsty. So if a girl posts a picture on Instagram, she looks great, wow. But random guys saying fire, fire, oh you're so hot, oh sexy. I'm like, buddy, she knows that. That's what she posted it. Like, stop. Like, I don't know what people get from that. You think she's gonna go to your comment hole or some random guy says I'm hot. Hey, by the way, thank you for no. It doesn't matter. So stop doing that because I don't know. It ruins it for the people that are actually here. Is what I'm saying, right? So, and some of these guys that will probably never see these women are sending like tons of money over, which makes these women not want to actually go out and date like they used to, perhaps. Now, this is obviously a very generalizing statement to make, but I do see it a lot now. When I go on the streets, when I do interviews, I'm getting a lot of negative feedback from some of the men that are out here because for whatever reason they had in their head that they are the prize. I mean, they can be to some degree and level, but I saw, like I said, an 80-year-old man, at least he was 80, just going from one girl to another with no shame, thinking that he had the right to talk to them and bring them over to his old hotel. And you can see that, like, the disgust in these woman's face to the point where I felt like I had to intervene maybe because he just looked like a pervert. Like, I'm sorry, man, you can't. If a girl's not interested in you, leave her alone, kind of thing. So, and he wasn't even discreet about it or anything, or not even like a gentleman. There's a way, even if you're 80, you want to date a 20-year-old, sure, but you gotta do it like I don't know, not in public, that loud, and I don't know. It's just weird, right? So, anyways, let me have a sip of my water, and then we'll get into this. Peter says, know what's crazy? During this past 5 years, foreigners been swarming into Philippines like there's no tomorrow. It used to be older guys. There are now so many younger guys are going. It's nuts. I'm not sure about so many younger guys. I mean, a lot of younger guys I see. But once again, I can only speak from my own experience, right? I don't really know what's going on. The Philippines is a huge country, right? So who knows where Peter's living or what he's seeing. A lot of the younger guys that come here, they don't come here long term. They come here for a couple of weeks for their vacation or to just pass through for their YouTube channel, to go surfing, to go diving, to see the beautiful islands. Oftentimes they come in small groups with their own girlfriends. So dating is not really the same when it comes to an older guy coming here to date. But yeah, those are just some realities. Also, there's a difference between dating in the province and dating in the cities. I have no idea what's going on in the province. I'll be honest. I've never really been to the province for an extended period of time where I've had enough time to start dating people. I've been to the province just for like to check it out, to see a beach somewhere or like, like passing through. But there's a difference between living in a province and staying in a hotel for 3 or 4 days. Like, of course, I can't really state it's not going to be the same thing. So, and obviously, poverty is still a thing here in the Philippines. You know, like one out of five people, I believe, is still technically in poverty right now. It's still like close to 20%. I think the nationwide poverty levels. So when you factor in all those things, and a guy comes here thinking that he's going to be the new Brad Pitt or something, I don't know. Ooh, who's hot now? Chris Hemsworth, whatever. The point is, those expectations can be really deflating when they're not so into you. And it's just part of the game. And then men start paying for it because they have no other way of trying to get women's attention. So then that just kind of makes it a whole cycle of people just using each other for whatever. Men use women for their physical, emotional attachment, and women were just obviously financial reasons. So, anyways, so I don't want to be all negative, gloomy, and all that. There's still a lot of good people and good ways of meeting good people, but I think online is becoming really a place where it's just like a casino, man. You put your money on a on a card or a number and hope that she's a good person or is not scamming you or isn't in financial need or or anything like that. So and for guys too, a lot of guys come here. I've seen people say I can't date foreigners because they're only here for a short amount of time. I invest my money, I mean not my money, I invest my emotions and my time into a guy just to find out he's going back home next week to block me and delete me from his contacts. So it's both ways. Men and women kind of are in this like weird area now. I feel like at least for people my age, I can't really like when I turn 75. I'm sure if I'm single, I'd have nothing else to offer but my money. Like it's just the way it is. This is the cycle of life. You have certain windows where you have a chance to meet someone that is on the same level as you, right? So a 30-year-old is the perfect age to meet someone between 20 and 35, essentially, right? So, anyways, let's see what else is going on over here. Oh, what happened here? Sorry, I'm just figuring this thing out, man. Let's talk about some dating differences in the U.S., Canada, and so one more big thing about the Philippines. Typically, the family is really important to Filipinos. So if you're dating someone, it kind of extends to the family a little bit as well. If you're dating them seriously, if you want a proper relationship, right? So you're gonna be introduced to the family. You're gonna want to obviously get along with the family. The family has a lot to say in a situation. And if she's not surrounded by the right people, sometimes she can be coerced into behaving or saying or asking for money or some ways that she normally wouldn't because she's actually interested in you. And because family is so important to the Filipino average Filipino, they have yeah they're influenced a lot by their family, so that can also create ripples or problems in a relationship. I have a lot of people when I do interviews, the biggest advice they say, oh, if you're gonna get into a relationship with a Filipino, be sure to stay away from that family, or at least be far enough from that family. Because let's face it, we're not all good people, or we're not all in the same situation. Maybe they need something that they can't get otherwise, and a new guy from Europe or Canada comes, has a little bit of money, and by extension, they feel like they can ask you for money, right? I've never been in that situation. I'm only relaying back what I hear from a lot of people. So be not be careful, but like those are some things you have to factor in, right? So when you come here, dating is just like anywhere else in some ways. You just have more chances at it. That's it. Your opportunity, your percentage just gets rises a little bit, but it doesn't mean you have the right of just I don't know, doing whatever you want here. You still have to behave. You still have to be a gentleman. You still have to like, you still gotta get what you put out, right? Like if all your photos on your dating profile, let's say, is you in a suit, standing next to a luxury car and like showing a wad of money, then you're gonna draw that kind of people towards you. Next time they see you on a date, they're gonna expect that kind of treatment. They're gonna expect that kind of lifestyle, that kind of date, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to maintain it, right? So if a girl's interested in you for your money, she's gonna want money continuously, or at least you can't just take her on one proper date and then go back to the coffee shop the next one because she has that idea of that lifestyle, right? And same with women. If you're gonna have all your photos being sexually explicit, then a guy that's gonna be drawn to that mostly is gonna want that from you, right? So it seems like an obvious thing. Maybe it isn't. I don't know, but I'm seeing a lot of like negative feedback from the interviews that I do on the street regarding dating here. And I'm always wondering, well, where are you meeting these girls? Or how are you meeting them? We have people that want to find a wife within a week from a bar. I'm like, buddy, that's not gonna happen. Like You and I both know that, so why are you even telling me that? So some things to consider. Peter says, why is Boracay so expensive still? Watched a lot of vlog and it looks so crowded there. It's 5 years, or sorry, the five-star hotels there are like 15,000 pesos a day, 20K a day. They don't seem to change. I think it's as simple as supply and demand. Boracay is a very popular destination in the Philippines. I've never been there, but the market decides the price, right? If we as foreigners and tourists continue paying these prices, then they're gonna keep raising these prices, or at least maintaining them. So I think once people start not paying for it, then that's when the prices might drop. But I don't know. I think it's just the way the market is right now. There's a lot of interest in Boracay, so Um, Maxon says around the globe. Hey, hello, Alex. How come you don't stay in Thailand since your girlfriend's there? I don't stay in Thailand because a couple reasons. Actually, two or three good reasons. Thailand, although I love the country, doesn't love me back. Not like the Philippines does. So what do I mean by that? Firstly, the visa situation. I can only stay in Thailand for 30 days. And then I have to extend it for 30 more days, and that's it. Then I got to leave the country. I'm not a rich man. I can't afford to take flights every 2 months somewhere and come back, or do border runs and all that. So for that being number one. Number two, my audience now from my YouTube channels, which is my main source of income, is mainly in the Philippines. This is where my job is essentially. So I'm here for YouTube as well. And lastly, those are basically it. Two big reasons. Why would I want to be somewhere where I'm not welcomed or wanted by the government? So, which rubs me off the wrong way. I feel like Thailand is like a business when it comes to them treating their tourists. It's like a restaurant where they turn tables. The more people they can get in faster, the sooner they can get new people in. So I mean, I get it from a business perspective, or like a government perspective, where they don't want people lingering around affecting the economics of the country and all that. But yeah, so those are two main reasons. Per age, Geopar said it's not so hard to find a girl who have parents making their own money. Um, Depends, right? Depends who you are. If you're a younger guy, yeah, it's not that hard. This is what I'm talking about, guys. So you have to remember they're two complete different things. Most men that I speak to are not young enough to go ahead and just have day game, right? Or like pick people up in a relationship, or just to be in a relationship. Most of the guys that come here are already divorced before they have kids of their own. They're already retired. They're on a pension. So we're not really comparing apples to apples. It'll be a very different story if like a 30-year-old was dating a 30-year-old over here, but it's not really the case. So most of the stuff I'm referring to is coming from a older expat gentleman dating a younger woman's perspective, because that's the majority of relationships I've seen here. I've only seen maybe a handful of females here that I'm trying to talk to. Most of them are just women backpackers going through the city, stopping by the airport and going to like either Mualboal, Bohol, or something like that, and on their way to a different place. And one older lady I saw that she had no interest in me doing an interview with her or whatever. So yeah, these perspectives, these ideas, these comments are coming from an older retired guy that wants to come here trying to find like a younger female partner. Guys, we have 250 people watching this, only 16 likes. You hurt my feelings. Don't be like that. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, ask your questions. Let's get into it. Um, 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 some weird comments in here. Hold on, let's see. Let me try to read some of these. Thailand's only 30 plus 30, and you need to leave. That's rough. Isn't Philippines easier? 30 plus 29, then yeah, of course. 3 years. Peter's right, exactly. You just stay here up to 3 years without having to leave the country. Maxine says, "Thanks, Alex, for being honest. Is that's the same reason I'm leaving California?" Yeah, guys, that's the truth. I'm sure I'm offending some people. I'm hurting someone's feelings, but you can't run away from facts, because you're gonna get even hurt worse if you're coming here. If you come here thinking, Alex full of shit, I'm gonna find some girl that's gonna love me for me, that's 40, 50 years younger than me, without me having to give money to her or her family, or raise her from poverty, or expect me to do anything, you're wrong. Like, you're just wrong, and it's not going to happen. You're just going to set yourself up for failure. But If I was older and if I was expecting someone 50 years younger than me to be with me, I'll be completely okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that situation. You're both gaining something from it. There's no shame in it. You have to let go of your ego, your pride. You're just at a different stage of life. We all get there. You're just there sooner than some other people, And yeah, I have nothing but respect for people that are honest about it. Some people are very proud walking around with their women, even though I'm sure people are talking shit behind their back, but those people are not in those situations. You don't know what people go through here in this developing country. You don't know what struggles they've gone through. And if someone's willing to help them financially, why wouldn't they? Like, I mean, humans are humans. Maybe they see past physical or age and all that stuff. So I can't judge people. I'm not in those situations to be judging people. I'm just stating what I see out when I do the street interviews, the feedback that I get, and even online right now. So it's just what I see. Hey, we got Jeff in the house. Jeff's here. Good morning, Alex. Has anyone tried to scam you here? I know that taxi scams is something foreigners need to watch out for. I prefer to take a jeepney, bus, or tricycle whenever I can. They have tried, but they find out real quick that I don't tolerate that nonsense. So if someone, like, if I'm getting into a taxi and someone says, the meter's not on, I'm like, can you turn on the meter? If they say no, I just like they drop me off, and they don't want to lose a customer, so they turn it on. Or someone says from the airport, they ask me how much would you give if I don't turn on the meter. I tell them, like, I know, for example, from Mactan Cebu Airport to IT Park is around 300 pesos around, depending on traffic. So I say 350. Okay, I'll give them 50. I was gonna tip the guy anyways, right? So I understand they want to make money or get a little bit more where they don't have to pay commission to a taxi company. I'm all about that. There's nothing. I don't mind people trying to hustle to make a little bit extra money. But if they're rude about it or disrespectful about it or they try to like pull one over me, I don't tolerate that nonsense. I tell them pull over. I'm going to get to another taxi, and they usually just turn on the meter. The other day, I was on the back of a hobble hobble, like the motorcycle guy. I told him 50, and like 100 meters later, he's like, "How much do you pay?" I said 50, like I said. He's like, "No, 100." I'm like, "Drop me off." He's like, I'm like, "Drop me off." He's like, "Okay, no, no." So he can continue going. So stuff like that. I mean, it happens. You have to be prepared for it, but it's not the only country. If you've ever traveled to anywhere, you'll know that people that are interacting with tourists and foreigners are the number one scammers in the world. They're going to try to get some money out of you. Some people don't know, they're not aware, and they give them money. Some people don't know if you're coming to the airport that they might just give you 1,000 peso notes. You may not have change, so your taxi driver's going to say, "Sorry, I don't have change." Come on, really? You're a taxi driver, you don't have change? Regardless, so you're just giving 1,000 pesos when the ride is only 300 pesos. So come a little bit prepared when you're traveling. There's just, even day to day, I always make sure I have change on me. Like if I want to have a coffee at IT Park, there the pickup coffee 70 pesos for my latte. uh I always have, like, I give them 120 because I know they want to give me back 50 pesos. So, and if I give them 100, they say, "Oh, sorry, you have 20 pesos." There's always, in the Philippines, they want the smallest notes as possible, the closer you can get to the price, like the price is right. So get as close as you can to that asking price. My wallet's full of like smaller notes because I've been here long enough. I know exactly the type of interactions I'm going to have. I don't want to be looking for change myself, even though it's the store's responsibility. So whatever I can do to like speed up that process, why not, right? So yes, fart in my eyes. Angel wants a fart in his eyes. Angelo Habib says immigration. Angelo Habib says immigration told me a couple of weeks ago tourists can't extend for 6 months anymore unless married. So apparently I have to extend my visa every 2 months. Depends which city you are. The thing with the Philippines, which is also something which I don't understand. It works out okay, a little bit more money, I think, for them every 2 months. In Cebu City, last I heard, just a couple weeks ago, you could still extend up to 6 months in the Lapu-Lapu branch. It comes down to location. You would think immigration would be something that's federally. I'm sure all the rules are the same. Some people may be applying it, some people aren't. Some people want more money. I have no idea. Even that's still a lot better than Thailand, for example. Even if you're extending every 2 months, you could do it online now. So just pay the online fee and that's it. Bro, give me an apple, please. I don't know what that means. Thank you, Maxing around. I just liked. Hi there, love. Woo. Hi, Pepe says, hi, so is this big age gap real love? Convenience, transaction? How can a young girl like 2025 really fall in love with someone could be her dad and say is love? Well, the older I've gotten, the more I understand what love really is. I think love is a thing for teenagers, to be honest, or infatuation to that degree. I think when you love somebody at an adult age, it's more than just romance, in my opinion. Of course, that's still there. Of course, that like physical attraction, that emotional yearning to connect with somebody. I think, of course, people that are lucky will find that. But I feel like now that I'm older, there's more to just love. Like there's more to life than just love. Some people choose family over love. Some people choose finances over love. They know as long as they're compatible with the person, that's what they got to do. So I wouldn't say it's true love in a sense that you're probably referring to. So I agree with what you're saying, but I think people are okay with it. They're accepting that not everybody has the fortune of meeting someone that they're truly in love with who loves them back. So yeah, I really don't know. I'm not one to. I don't think it is. I just if you have a 25-year age gap, is it impossible? No. Of course, anything can happen, but I think the majority of people are doing it from convenience, compatibility, finances, something in exchange for another, and it's just the way it is. It's just life. In a perfect world, it wouldn't be, but we don't live in a perfect world. Like far from it. Roman King says, "Hi, hello. You can't buy love. Not in a traditional sense, probably not." Peter says, "Why is Thailand tourism top 10 and huge if it's only 30 plus 30? Is it the reason why tourism visitors are so high there because you need to leave?" No, no, it's not the reason. So the numbers aren't inflated because people are making multiple entries. You have to remember there's a difference between tourism and retirement, right? There's a difference between traveler and an expat. People that go to Thailand don't go to live there, not the same numbers as they do here, for example. I think Thailand is a place that offers short time fun for a lot of people. Depending on what that fun is, you can go there party for 2 weeks, you can go island hopping for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And you have to remember, most people don't have the luxury to just be traveling full time. I'm very lucky to be doing what I'm doing. I'm very, very fortunate. I know I put in the work and I know it's somewhat my responsibility. But I'm also a realist. I understand that if it wasn't because of my passport, if it wasn't because of my native English speaking background, if it wasn't because that I'm young enough, I wouldn't be given some of these opportunities, right? So I'm not blind to all this. I'm aware of it, and that's why I do travel. That's why I take advantage of what I've been given, and I don't want to just sit around on my couch and complain about my 9 to 5 job if I have the ability to travel. So I took that chance. Same with people. They have 2 weeks vacation. They have 3 weeks vacation. They don't have the luxury to be staying 3 months at a time in a country. So I think those numbers aren't really off. It's just like that's the way it is. And people that want to retire long term or stay long term just simply don't go to that country because it's a hassle. So a very good observation, Peter. But I think it's just because simply most people don't have more than 2 months to spend in a country. They got to go back to work, right? So you can't buy fame either. I disagree. Money will buy you fame, of course. You can buy a commercial in the Super Bowl and just sit there and say, "My name is Alex." People will recognize you. Or you just pay for your viewers, subscribers, or like you buy views and all. Money solves a lot of problems. Trust me. You can't buy happiness, but money can make you happier if you're in a shit situation. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, broad terms, I'd have to agree with both those things. But there's like loopholes, not really loopholes, but there's like workarounds and circumstances where they this can easily solve your problems. Kush says, my ma'am or my man? My man is 30 years older. I never ask anything from him. If I sends me something, that's his own discretion. I want to talk about that a little bit. First of all, Kush, I think you mean your man is 30 years older than you, so he sends you some money at his discretion. Women are getting lazier when it comes to trying to get money out of you. They're not even willing to put in the work or effort, or I guess it's the men's fault. Regardless, if you love the guy, he'll give you the world. So if you truly love a guy, he'll do anything for you. And we all know this is true. You cannot even deny it. Men have gone to wars for women. So if you truly love him and you give him affection and trust and companionship, he will give you anything you want. So if that's the thing, we have to remember we got to go back to the roots. Like if we go back to just loving each other, a guy will give you anything you want, and he'll work his like fingers to the bone to try to provide for you. So if women put in the work and actually loyal and stay around and they're with you during the hardship and the positive things, then yeah, he'll give you anything you want. Ah, oh, I had no idea. So thank you, Vernon. I'm not even sure if it makes a difference, but thanks for letting me know. Vernon says to hit the three little dots in the top right hand corner. So the pull down menu appears. There's a like button there if you guys want to do that. I'm not even sure if it helps the algorithm, but of course it's got to do something if it's there, right? So hit the like button. If you guys are new to the channel, I make mainly street interviews now, asking random people give me their opinions about different topics. So check out the videos. The last two videos were about financial expectations for the family. I thought it was interesting because the questions are always in people's mind. I got a lot more interviews coming, so yeah, stay tuned. Maxing around the globe says people need to mind their own business about other people's relationships. No one forces anyone, and it's legal. At the end of the day, it's just a fair exchange. Yeah, absolutely. Once again, if you want to go to the roots of things, I could not agree more. As long as it's legal, two adults are doing whatever they're doing. Who am I to sit there and judge them or have any say in their relationship? Right? I'm not not their family members. Either it's coming from jealousy, hatred, just resentment towards someone that has a very attractive girlfriend, maybe. So why would I care personally? If you guys just mind your own business, find your own companion, as long as it's not hurting you, your family, and it's legal, then who are we to really say, right? Because one thing I've learned through doing YouTube for years now, it's like people are different, man. Something that I would think would be universally understood is not necessarily understood that way. So everybody has a different mindset. And it's just the way it is. You can't get offended or bothered by it. People are just different people. Angela says the good thing about Davao City is the taxi drivers use the meter. They have to. Yeah, Cebu is also that way. Only the airport I've had a problem, and Manila, of course, they never use the meter. But in Cebu, it's still pretty good from my experience. Although I take mainly motorcycle taxis now through the app, but I've not had any issues using taxis lately. Oh, Chris says we are in long distance, and he is coming over by June. That's excellent. I can't wait till you guys to meet and enjoy your time together. Love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah, pretty true. I cannot disagree with that. One thing I will not do, ride on the back of a motorcycle, taxi, or bus. Not to mention the helmets and next to another man's butt. Okay, Hurley, Wilson, you're a big man for not doing that. Um, Hurley does not want to ride behind some guy's ass. Fair enough. Yes, I'm from the Philippines, and that is correct. Always have smaller bill. Exactly. Is it safe to go around on a bicycle? I wouldn't do it in the Philippines. I've seen people do it. They're brave enough. Traffic here is insane, and there's barely any sidewalks, and the roads are not big enough for cars, so you're going to be squished. Maybe I don't know. I'm sure you could take a bike on the trails in the mountains or something, but then you're going to have to battle dogs and vendors and all that. So Gurkha says having change in the Philippines is a necessity. So many places either don't have it or don't want it to give change. It's true. 100% have change with you at all times. A little tip: the Philippines are hard Facebook users, so if you're looking, yeah, it's a great tip. Jam, you're right. Facebook is a big thing here in the Philippines, so make a profile if you don't have one. Talk to people that way. But I will say that many Filipinas have multiple Facebook accounts. So here's another tip from me: go through the friends list and see how many foreigners are there. Uh, Peter says to Angela, why not apply online? It shows 6 months instead of going in person. Yeah, so the good thing about the Philippines now, visa extensions become available online. I haven't done it myself, so that's why I don't really mention it because I only speak of my own experiences. But I've heard very good things about just simply applying for a visa extension online. Hey, Lewis is here. What's up, Alex? Not much, Lewis. Philip Massey's here too. Why is it so hard to store keep change? Yeah, you would think so, right? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I've had like honestly on a daily basis you'll come across that problem. So whatever the culture is here, people don't have change. From maybe security reasons where they don't want to keep a lot of money on hand, to a lot of people using large bills, or just simply lack of preparation, mismanagement. Who knows? But it's an actual thing here. Kian says so many illegal immigrants get sent to different countries. Illegal immigrant gets sent to different countries? What do you mean? Can you elaborate? If you're talking about the U.S., people just walking into this crazy. Oh, by the way, this whole new setup and layout, I can't see the super stickers. So thank you so much, Hurley, for that $2. Keep up the great work, Alex. We must have lunch. Yeah, definitely. By the way, guys, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the channel's growing, but every day I run into somebody that knows me and that wants to have a conversation with me, which I don't mind, but like it just like, for example, I go to make a video and next thing I know I start talking to somebody for hours and the sun goes down and I'm like, oh, I guess there goes that day. I wasn't prepared to like, not make any videos today. So yeah, I meet people daily. Feel free to say hello if you see me on the street. Some people say, hey, I just saw you here or there. I'm like, oh, you should have said hi. Like, if you see me on the streets, say hello. I'll make time anytime. So AI Art Collective. What's up, Alex? Not much. Love comes from within. That's true. Peter says, "What's the highest amount of taxi ever quoted you after ask you where you want to go?" For me, maybe around 2.5K when it's only around 400 pesos grab. Anyone got quoted 5K? For me, I think it was like 1,500, something that would cost like 4 or 300, but nothing too much more than that. Yeah, they'll say any number, and some people will pay it, and that's why they do it. Chris says, I am 50 and my man is 75. I love him because he treats me with so much respect and love. There you go. Perfect relationship. But to be fair, 50 and 75 are very different than 25 and 75 or 25 and 50, right? So at that stage of one's life, I would expect someone in their 50s to already have kids, to our like there's certain things that I'm okay probably if I'm dating somebody 50-year-old. But if I'm dating a 25-year-old, I probably have different expectations, or like what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, expectations. That's it. So yeah, but I'm happy you guys found each other. Love can happen to anybody. So how hard is it to have two or three different women in the same household? Well, it's not that hard if you're gonna pay for it, but no two or three good women are gonna agree to live with two or three good women. It just doesn't make sense. But if that's what you mean, but if you mean just like sisters or family members, I don't know. Probably, I have no idea to be honest. Oh, new subscriber, like your content. Thank you, Chowholic. Welcome. Show us that gyal. Gyat. Gay at? I don't know what that is. Gyat? Yacht? I don't know. Uh, Angela says, I've heard mixed things about not can be done online, but if that's the case, I'll try to do online next time. I'm a dude, end of March to extend. Yeah, so the online thing, I've also heard mixed reviews. Some people had trouble making payments. I don't know. I would try, see what happens. What country is in Southeast Asia is the best infrastructure and best life quality? Well, I think that would be Singapore, without a doubt, if you just want to go based off of that, if cost is not an issue for you. But if you want to factor in cost, I found Malaysia was kind of impressive. I'd never been there before. And I was like, I only saw a picture of the Petronas Towers at some point in my life. So I had zero expectations and zero knowledge of Malaysia. So I think that's why I was overly impressed by it. It was clean, very modern. I had no idea. I thought maybe Malaysia was like behind Thailand or the Philippines when it came to like, just because I had no idea. I had this because I don't hear about it too much. But Malaysia was really impressive when you consider those things. It is like a tad more expensive than Thailand, but I think it probably the same price as the Philippines if you average in the cost for your rent and just regular lifestyle, nothing crazy. Where else? Southeast Asia or Asia? What's the question? Yeah. So I think those two places, my my picks. AIR says, get those likes up. Yeah, guys, hit the three buttons. Hit that like button as I don't know. Hit the like stuff. Like it. YouTube, like this video. I don't know what it doesn't do anything, which is weird. At least I don't think so. But it's got to do something, right? I wish there was a way of knowing what does it do. Like, is there a certain percentage you have to hit? Is there a certain number you have to hit for the show to more people? The whole algorithm thing is insane. If you ever do YouTube, if you're doing YouTube right now, the back end of stuff is crazy. How much like stuff goes into it, right? So the reason I'm doing this video in this format is just because of the algorithm, because it keeps telling me, hey, do it this way, do it that way to grow your channel, or you should do this. So I'm like, okay, let's try it. Let's see what happens. I don't mind it, to be honest. It's not too difficult compared to the other way of doing it. Um, Dogoth, the Goth chat says, I'm glad you don't hop around scantily clad. I can't say that word. I know what you mean. Like a lot of vloggers. So basically, I'm not out here whoring out. Yeah. And you don't know what I do in my personal life. I might be dating two women at a night, or you don't know. I'm not. But my point is like, yeah, I don't know. Everybody's different. People got their own like style. They got their own videos. I I don't even watch any other vloggers. Honestly, the only person that I watch are just a handful of like my personal friends. Once in a while, I might click on the video. The whole atmosphere. I've said this many times, but the YouTube community, online community, can become toxic based off of like content. So I just stay away. I don't even watch people's videos, not from hatred or despise, just because for my own sanity and to just stay in my own lane and do my own thing because I don't want to be influenced in any way by other people's content. Kian says Canada is beautiful. It is beautiful, but you got to have money. Like people, you need to have money in Canada, and yeah, the salaries are high, but so is cost of living. And if you go from zero to Canada, you're gonna spend a long time trying to build up that equity and some kind of like starting point where your family and your friends or your kids can have a better life. But for yourself, you're gonna struggle at the beginning. It's not impossible, but because it's so expensive, it's gonna be difficult. I want a harem. Is that realistic? Johnny says. Realistic, sure. If you want to pay for it, it is realistic. Definitely. There's a lot of younger girls here that just want money. So if you want to go online, say, hey, I want a harem lifestyle. I want to live with three girls. I'm offering $500 a month or whatever it is, and I'm sure you'll get three people that say okay to it. A lot easier than Canada or US. So over here, you have the same thing, but you just pay less for it. All these people say that money can't buy love, but being a bum can't buy love too. Money is still a factor in relationships. 100%. Let me tell you this, money can buy love more than being a bum can buy love, right? You get what I'm saying? So if you have to choose between being rich or poor, come on, that's not even a question, right? So although money can't directly buy love, it definitely increases your chances. Because if you're poor, women would not even look at you if you have no money unless you're a teenager because you don't realize the importance of money in a relationship. Guys, I don't know how far back I am with the comments, but I'll try to get to all of them. Once again, as always, this conversation has gotten to a point of just open discussion. I'm just talking to you guys based on your comments. But just my point was with this video to firstly try out this new format. Secondly, I think I'm going to do one of these live streams after a video so we can kind of wrap up the main video on the channel, which was about paying for your family's financial situation. I don't know. Cebu is like developing real fast, and I've noticed a little bit of shift in people's attitude. Maybe I'm just generalizing way too much, but like foreigners don't seem to be as happy maybe as 4 years ago, or maybe just me, or having like this like run of bad luck with people. Even just getting interviews seems to be a bit more difficult now than it was. Maybe because there's so many people out there doing interviews now and actually asking some vulgar, disgusting questions where a guy asks all these weird things. So maybe the people that I walk up to might have the same idea, and this guy might ask me something weird. So who knows? Whatever the situation is, it is changing. So that's why I wanted to make this video a little bit. Jidora says, "Man, I am visiting Cebu soon, and I'll be staying for a long time because I have some work studies. But I'm afraid, from what I have seen online, that our reputation as foreigners that we just want girls. Oh yeah, good luck trying to get away from that. Even me, once in a while, I get somebody saying, 'Oh, you're only there for the ass, for the girls.' I'm like, ah." So obviously, you're gonna you're gonna get people like that, but don't worry about what people say about you. Just do your own thing. Money means power in the world. Yes. Um, People can send fake documents. Yeah, they can. They're very clever. Alex, you look like you lost some weight. Have you been going to the gym? Nah, bro, I've been gaining weight. I've been gaining weight because I haven't been going to the gym for a month. I was in Thailand for 2 months, so I went to the gym just to work on some cardio. But no, man, I feel like I'm gaining weight. I don't know. You're the second person that said that this week, so maybe I am, but I doubt it. As far as the scale goes, I think I'm the same. Maybe I'm just getting older and just my the bones are coming in. But thank you for the compliment. Michael Crow says hi, hello. Sup, homie? Frost Military. Well, not much. Leanne F, please give a shout out to me. Shout out to Leanne F. People sometimes send fake parcel messages all the time. Yeah, so in the Philippines, you're gonna get a text message saying, "Oh, we're gonna deliver your parcel. Please have this much money," or send money through GCash. Anything like that, don't even bother them. Delete, report, whatever you got to do. You're gonna get some of those. Jess, I'm well, thank you. She says, or he, I'm not sure. Alex, hope you're well. Thank you. I'm very good. Actually, motorcycles are dangerous. The biggest reason they are dangerous. Now, Hurley, you look like I can't really see a photo, but depending on your age, your health, yeah, motorcycles is definitely a no-no for me because I'm very familiar with the route that we go, the places I go. I know the motorcycle can't even go past 20 kilometers an hour speed-wise because of traffic everywhere. Even if I fall, I might get a scratch. That's just my way of thinking. It's not right. You shouldn't think that way. If you can't, don't take a motorcycle. But for me, I'll take the chance. I'll save the time and get to where I want to go. And if I fall, I fall. Diego says hi, hello. Johnny says, "Do you like province women? Do you like province women? I will like any women. I don't discriminate based off where they come from, but I do have criteria, and a lot of province girls don't meet that criteria, unfortunately, and it's just the way it is right now. I just don't want to take on any baggage if I don't have to. So, but if I meet somebody that's from the province and whatever, not a big deal." Michael makes the best point of today. He says we don't have to agree on anything or everything to be kind to one another. That's a very good reminder, especially when it comes to politics, today's society, just everyday life. Everything I'm saying, I don't expect people to agree with everything I say, but you might agree with my overall idea of something, or maybe most of what I say you can resonate with. And yeah, I talk to people sometimes I don't agree with, and I just tell them, or even if I don't tell them, it's just what I think to myself. Okay, this guy got a different idea than I do, or this guy's got a different belief system. Well, doesn't mean I can disrespect him or say something bad to him. Just I do my own thing. They can do their own thing. We don't always have to agree with everything with each other. AI Art Collective says motorcycle driving, is it worse in the Philippines, Thailand, or Vietnam? So in Vietnam, you'll see the most motorcycles as far as numbers go. Danger, definitely Thailand is more dangerous than any of those three countries. And Thailand, it's not even required to wear a helmet. So yeah, so think of that. And Thailand has the most dangerous roads when it comes to just numerically speaking, the number of accidents and deaths that happen on the road. And I've seen physically with my own eyes, or personally, more accidents in Thailand than I have here in the Philippines. Jess Lois says, sorry if I'm out of place. Palm? Palm is great. She's in Bangkok right now. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I'm great. How are you? Aiden. I love your vids. It says, embrace the king's vids. Thank you. You're very kind. I will be there in 2 days. Is it easy to get small bills at the banks? At the banks? Probably. I've never been to a bank here, to be honest. If you mean at the exchange counters, you can ask for it. But if you have 1,000 peso bill, I would usually just go to like a 7-Eleven or some like a major like metro, like a supermarket, or at a restaurant when you're paying. Just any chance you can get to break a bill, try to do it and just have a bunch of it. Aiden says hello. Hamburger, I hope things are going well for you. Things are great. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so sorry. Gay says his uncle died today. Rest in peace. How old are you? I'm 37 now. Whoa, I'm getting older. How many subscribers to see you oiled up? Ha! Ain't nobody seeing this body. This mine right here. Okay, you gotta pay some big premium prices for this. My body, my temple, you know? It's because I'm fat, you know. I don't want to show my body. But I don't know. That's one thing I want to mention also. Women now, because of the influx of methods of payment, desperate men, lonely men. I'm not shitting on my men, my fellow guys, but because we keep doing the same shit over and over again, women don't have to do much now to get money, right? So what they do, they just go online, show a little cleavage, wear something a little sexy, or you know, do whatever, or just even simply appear on camera. And now men are just sending the money, so it's really causing this weird dating scene as well. Because now, why would they meet me unless I'm giving them money, right? Like, let's face it, there's a lot more handsome, younger, fitter people than me. If they want to date people, just to date them. So if I'm not bringing money because they're getting money from an outside source, then obviously those numbers get depleted as well. So for women, I don't even hate on them. If I was a girl, I'd probably do the same thing. If I can make money by just doing my hair or ironing my clothes or something, and people keep sending me money, I'll do the exact same thing. So that's also a thing here now where a lot of people, I think, have found a way to make money without really putting in the work as they may have before in meeting the person, right? So yeah, that's also changing the game a little bit. But I won't get oiled up for any price. I mean, I say that now, but make me an offer and I'll consider it. Google Gaga, I want milk. All right. Uh, we got a lot of weirdos, some new subscribers, I guess, or some new viewers. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. I don't know why I did that. Cool. Andrew says, where in the Philippines do you find the best women? I have no clue, to be honest. There's a lot more guys that gives you much better answers for that. I haven't traveled extensively enough for women to know that. Whenever I did travel, I was with a woman, so I wasn't really dating. Hmm. Yeah, no idea. But definitely away from the cities, probably from the sounds of it. But that also, okay, here's the two things. If you're in the city, you might get an educated, independent, less financially needing you woman, but then the chance of meeting that person drops significantly. If you're in a province, your chance of getting a woman increases a lot, but you're also taking on her financial burden as well, probably. You can't be expecting a province girl that doesn't have a job to start splitting the bill, or, you can't be going to her parents' house, sitting in the heat because they got no fan, and expect her to buy her own air conditioning at 19 or 20 years old while you're 65 and like have all this money sitting around. Don't you want comfort for your girlfriend and her family? So there's a lot of things that go into this. It's not just as simple as come over here and you'll meet a good woman that's 30 years younger than you that's going to traditionally love you. I think those days are pretty much gone. I'll be honest. I don't know how it was before, but today with the rise of the internet, I feel like because I was talking to people that says, "Oh, traditional women." Yeah, those things still exist, but I think that age gap is reducing for people. Like, I don't know, there's too much happening here to try to summarize into like one sentence. But I think expectations need to be adjusted a little bit. We got to bring that down a tad because of the rise of increase in foreigners coming here, social media, money being sent around everywhere. Women are just needing. It's becoming like the West a little bit, but just at a lower amount of money than, let's say, six figures. Oh, Michael says Malaysia comes up quite frequently as one of the 10 places or best places for expats to retire. Um, I know it is. And I can see why, but I think their visa situation is a problem unless you have some money. I don't know how that works. I don't know much about it, so do some research there. Typically I wouldn't want to speak politics, but yeah, I would agree. Free Palestine. Hello, Canada is rich. They are. Stack that bag, my G. Start somewhere, lad. Build wealth. Yeah, do it. Build it. Build it while you're young. Stop chasing women. If I know what I know now, oh my God, how much time would I have saved? How much money would I have made? Um, yeah. I went by to Vancouver, Whistler. Oh, nice. Twice. Many beautiful places there. The cost of living is expensive as social, but it's clear and people are nicer. Well, definitely. I mean, Canada's weather, like the first thing I notice every time I go back home is just the air quality. The fact that I can breathe and just like really almost taste the air is just Canadian weather and climate. I love when it's summer, actually. So it's nice for sure. Being homeless is easier than being rich. It's true. Big man. Uh, AI says, "Do you believe in life after love? Do you believe?" I get it. It's funny. Thank you, Angelica, Mukbang vlogger. Is that where you guys eat a lot of food? Probably. Hi, Ola. I'm new. I'm new. Hi, I'm new. You seem nice. Thank you. X loves you. I love you too. Like, let's get into this niceness a little bit. So I'm going to share a story with you guys. I didn't want to say it because I'm trying to be positive, not too negative, but uh, I'm going to share it just to get it off my chest. And if the girl's watching this, that was part of the story. I'm sure you don't care. You're not watching this because you're at work probably right now. What time is it? Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to share the story. Now, if you come into the Philippines, you have to be patient. That's a given. Everybody will tell you that. So if you come into the Philippines, you have to be more patient because things just run a little bit slower here, and I'm aware of that. So I go to pick up coffee every day, or at least most days, and I get iced latte, and I go on to do my business. And every day, the girl that works there, she has an attitude. I don't know what her problem is with me. I don't know if she knows me somehow, or it's just the way she is, or she just doesn't like her job. That's none of my business. She seems to have an attitude. Not a word to me ever. I say ice latte, please. Sometimes she does 70. Sometimes she doesn't give me the price. Anyways, usually I have to wait there a couple minutes because she's always fooling around with the register. So she does whatever, and eventually she comes around to get my order. Yesterday, I go there, the typical usual thing. She's behind the counter and she's fiddling with the cash register. And I stand there and I'm just looking at her because she never says hello to me. She never asks me for what I want. But I also know that sometimes she's busy doing something. So I just stand there, do nothing. And so I'm still looking at her the whole time. About 5 actual minutes go by. So I'm looking around, I'm looking at the dog, the dog's whatever. 5 actual minutes goes by. Eventually, she's still standing there. I'm standing there. And this is not from like trying to play games or whatever. I'm just thinking, okay, she's just finishing up something. No need to be in a hurry. I'm sure she's gonna ask me what I want. And there's a guy sitting there like this, crossed his arm, waiting to make this drink. Right, he's like ready to go. My man's about to like make that latte. He's like, let me give me the order, man. Anyways, so I'm still waiting, and another girl comes behind me. She stands behind me, and about 2 minutes after that, the girl from behind me, she goes like this, "Excuse me, ma'am, something, something." And then that girl behind the counter says something about something, something POS system. Now, I worked in restaurants. I know what POS means, point of sale, so the register. So then that girl just takes off. So then I realized this might take a while. So I'm like, sorry, how long is it gonna be? Then she says to me, 10 minutes, go have a seat. So that's when I kind of lost my cool. I'm very like, I am understanding. So this is what I say. I'm like, you could have told me. I'm like, you could have told me I'm standing here like an idiot looking at you for the past like 10 minutes. And she doesn't say anything. So then I still don't say not. I go sit down. There's a chair. Nobody else is there. It's just me now sitting on the chair. The whole park is empty because it's outside. By the way, I was sweating because it's so hot and it's outside. Anyways, I'm sitting there. Another 5 minutes goes by, and then another guy comes and does the same thing I was doing. He stands in front of her. She doesn't say anything to him either. So he stands there, and another girl comes behind him, and then a third person comes, and they stand there for about 3 minutes, and nobody's saying anything. And that's when I realized at this point, I can either get up and leave or hope that she takes my order first in front of all these three people that are now in line. So that's my little story. There's no ending to it. So my point is, you got to be calm, keep it cool. Uh, Things like that is going to happen quite often here. It's not the same customer service standards, but you have to be able to adapt, adjust. And I simply went to the other location or branch they had inside the mall so I can get my coffee and be about my day. And I'm sure she doesn't care, and why would she? But I'm never going back to that location again because it's going to be awkward for me. I don't want to wait around anymore. And I will simply take my business somewhere. I know it's just $1 a day, but stuff like that is like something you experience quite often here. Oh, yeah, Timothy. I don't know why. Every time Timothy says, "What's up?" from St. Cloud, Minnesota, my mood just improves. I feel like St. Cloud, Minnesota sounds like a wonderful place. I imagine this cloudy place with nice skies and beautiful people. Some poor people look happier than rich people. Yeah, you know why? Because they probably have less responsibility. They probably have less to worry about. They probably know exactly what's going on their whole day. I mean, I know rich people that are miserable as well. So I know a millionaire personally that's not very happy. So yeah, how you doing? I'm doing great. Do I braid my hair, bro? I barely have any hair. I don't braid nothing. Maxing around says, Alex, I added you on Facebook, but you're not active there. No, I'm very, very off. Like I maybe once every couple of days I might go. I don't even know, to be honest. Like I see, it says like I don't know if they're friend requests or friend suggestions. I don't even pay attention, so it's nothing personal. Honestly, I'm not very active on Facebook, so don't worry about that. What is the worst thing that has happened to you on your travels outside of dating? Well, the worst thing wouldn't be dating anyways. I've had great experiences dating. I think trying to think. The worst thing I think being racially discriminated against in Georgia. So when I went to Georgia after Turkey, even though I had a Canadian passport, they interrogated me for a long time, even though I knew my rights. I mean, then again, that's another thing. My rights doesn't matter in other countries, so keep that in mind when you're traveling. So they just asked a whole bunch of questions. They wanted to see my banking statements, everything, and I just felt a little racially discriminated because everybody else in the room was also either it's like a visible minority, a non-white person. So it was a clear, it wasn't a random thing. So aside from that, I was traveling to Indonesia or Malaysia. I forget which one. Oh, I had a bad experience in Malaysia. If we're gonna be honest, let's be honest. I was with two other Canadian friends and Palm, who's Thai, and they've stamped everybody's visa except for hers. And they asked her a whole bunch of questions. They want to see a return ticket. So once again, I start asking questions like, why are you interrogating only her? And like we're a group, so that was kind of annoying. I guess it's the way I got attacked by a bunch of monkeys that I thought I was gonna die once. There's a short about that. I don't know if it's privatized now. Anyways, so nothing too crazy, I guess. For the most part, I'm just well prepared. I don't do drugs. I don't go out at night in random places. I don't drink. So I reduce a lot of these negative experiences by simply being in the right places at the right time instead of the other way around. Steven says, favorite 7-Eleven snacks. In the Philippines, my favorite 7-Eleven snack, it's not around me, is Ding Dong. I like this Ding Dong. It's a mixture of nuts and peas and whatnot. Not good for you, but I like that. In Thailand, my favorite 7-Eleven snack, oh, it's a good one. It's not a snack, it's like a food. Like, I know you probably heard this like joke by now that foreigners travel all the way to Thailand and they eat at 7-Eleven. It's because the 7-Eleven is great, like it's excellent. And they have this pat krapao, fried basil beef and rice, which I really love the taste. So I like that. I'm trying to think. Also, Thailand has these like sweet chili pistachios that are a bit pricey, but they're delicious. I don't know if it's a snack though. But yeah, 7-Eleven in Thailand is like on a whole nother level. Personally, I'd rather eat at 7-Eleven in Thailand than any supermarket here in the Philippines. Just the way they have the 7-Eleven set up, there's four registers, there's always ice there, there's ample snacks, fruits, like veggies, whatever you want, and at amazing prices. So 7-Eleven in Thailand is just great overall. KWY says, I've heard that buying real estate in the Philippines can be tricky with 60% of ownership of Philippine nationals. Are there other ways you're familiar with aren't as risky? I don't know of any. I personally would not buy anything in the Philippines right now in my stage of my life, but I don't know if you got a wife here or a family or something. Honestly, well, I know for sure, unless you're a corporation, you cannot own land. And even if you're a corporation, I think you lease the land. There's all these legal ways of maybe trying to better situate yourself in that contract. But at this point, I would not invest in the Philippines just because it's just, I don't know enough about the whole the law. Like I don't know enough to try to invest money in the Philippines. I've heard what you've heard just from other YouTubers and vlogs and whatever else, but I don't know how much. Like there's a difference between somebody reading something and like, than someone actually knowing something, right? So I don't have enough information to be honest to be giving you any advice on that. Pepe says a Thai lady made an Instagram story in Thai and translated basically she was saying that a foreigner chatted online during COVID was sending her money since 3 years without even meeting. Pepe, I will tell you this: there are thousands, if not hundreds or tens of thousands of women like that in the Philippines, in Thailand, in any country you mention it. Nothing new to me. People, I don't know if this is like men have to realize this. They're not the only ones. If you never met somebody, it's really hard to consider them your girlfriend. I'm sorry to say that. I'm sure there's a lot of LDR people out here because like people live their life every day. You're in another country 7,000 miles away. They don't see you for 3 years. Who knows what the person gets up to, man? Like it's impossible to like I don't know. It's difficult. It's not easy. And then what's the way of showing love? Of course, you want her to be comfortable. You send money, but it's very difficult to trust someone that is just someone you're sending money to. And then many women have many guys doing the same thing. That's why they don't go to work. That's why they're rocking these fashionable things outside when they have no jobs at 22 years old. So somebody's sending these girls money. And yeah, it's nothing new now. It's a very normal thing around here and Thailand and every other country. Michael John says, have you ever considered having a travel buddy, friend, or do you prefer solo traveling and hanging solo? I am a very weird person, man. I prefer my alone time. I think a lot of people that are, I think that's the ultimate test. If you enjoy your own time, then I think mentally you're stable. At least that's my thoughts. I prefer just doing my own thing because I don't want to be responsible for someone else's happiness like that. So I prefer solo. Unless Palm's here, then she's the best. Hey, Curtis, can I have a shout out? Hello, Curtis. I'm new. Eddie says, I just got here. What's going on? Not much, man. We're just talking about the dating culture in the Philippines, maybe some new changes coming because of social media and the rise of foreigners in the Philippines. I'm just trying to set expectations, man. Not even that. I'm getting a lot of negative feedback lately here in Cebu, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not everything's going to be great all the time. I'm not sure if it's like a string of bad interviews or just some people getting scammed or not even scam. I don't hear that too many often. It's willful scamming, right? Like you are giving money. Nobody's forcing you to give money. So I think a lot of guys are starting to realize here it's not as easy as they thought coming here. I know there are other channels that tell you you're the king when you come here, but it's just not like that. You have to be realistic. You still got to put in the work. You got to meet people. You got to interact with people. You still have to like build a relationship if you want like a proper woman. If you want to come here and have fun, it's just like any other country. You splash a little money, some women will come. Like it's so easy if you just want to bring a girl to your place. That's not the difficult part. Difficult part is like whether she want to return. Can you see her again? Can you spend time with this person away from the 1 or 2 hours of like enjoying her physically, right? So those are the questions you got to ask yourself. And I know a lot of guys come here and immediately they get trapped into this like thing because the first girl that shows them any affection, they pretty much want to settle down with, and then she ends up being the wrong person for them. So that would be my biggest advice. Don't commit to anything if you're new to the country. Learn a little bit, see how things work here, so before you just dive into something completely, I don't know, catastrophic maybe eventually. Pepe said, "Will I ever find a girlfriend if all the men before me she had or friends had bought her with money, gifts? As that's what men do now to show love, selling just money. I want a real relationship." It depends your age. So honestly, you have two spectrums, right? So women here under 25 are generally, let's say, either studying in school or just about to start their careers. So they're just like women anywhere else, right? A woman over 25, let's say they've had a few relationships, so they're expecting a certain type of luxury or like gifts, or maybe they have a child or something that's what we would consider baggage. But who knows who you are as a person, right? Maybe you're like in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. So maybe youth is not your strength. So now you have a little bit of money though, and you want to like maybe make it essentially an exchange, right? I don't know, man. It's really difficult. Like it's I fall in the middle. I feel like I'm in neither camp, right? So I can't speak from experience. I'm only speaking from what people are telling me, what I'm seeing, and what I know to be true based off online dating and all that. So you can do that if the girl's not too old. So if she's still under 25, maybe she had one or two boyfriends that treated her with some gifts, but they're assholes. So you come along and you're a nice guy and you're relatively close to her age. Yeah, you can find true love like that. But if you're like there's a 40 or 50-year age gap, then you're gonna have to pay one way or another with gifts, like actual money, or with some kind of like promise to bring her back to your home country. I don't know, but like the reality is these are exchange relationships at any way you look at it, right? And if you're like, I don't know, if you're blind to that and if you're not aware of it, if you're just clueless and you come here, you're going to be severely disappointed that women are just women everywhere. Over here is just that goal or that the ceiling of what they're expecting is just lower than Western women. That's all. Oh no, Elliot, Ilias, please don't unsubscribe. I really give a shit about your one subscription. I can't stand people like that. Honestly, man, there's trolls everywhere, and I'm getting a lot of it lately. So bye. You know what? I'm gonna kick you off the channel. I won't even let you unsubscribe. Bye. Ugh. Ahem. Eddie. Jesus loves. What time is it over there? Right now it is 10:25. My wife is a Filipina. We'll be in the Philippines soon. Awesome. Enjoy. What is ahem? Eddie, if you ahem one more time, I'm going to kick you off. Was that the same guy I just kicked off? I don't even know. Oh, Touchdown Productions. Love your channel. Thank you. Mr. Smith, what's going on? I don't know. Army says, where are you? Where are you at in the Philippines? I have a house in Quezon. I'm in Cebu City right now. Wild one. You sound like my papa. Oh, your papa is a wise man. You sound like my uncle. Your uncle's a handsome man. Hello, Solar. Welcome. You can't take my order in front of three people. Wow, we're really behind in the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm catching up. Give me a second. That's awesome. Awesome. I have a house in Quezon. I tell me a date for a while before marrying and get to know the Filipina and their family. That's great. You're not here looking good? I think you're out here looking good. Your barber, did you clean? Thank you. Have you ever traveled to Costa Rica? I haven't. So next time I go to Canada, I'm just going to go south. I'm going to start with Mexico, Brazil, then just work my way to Argentina, Chile, Peru. and then the Caribbean's hopefully. I'm trying to go everywhere, but I should start traveling more, right? That's one more thing. Like, let's be honest, traveling does cost money, so I can't just be jumping country to country because when you travel quicker, you spend more. Obviously, more flights, a reduced length of stay at your accommodation, so you don't get the discounts. And YouTube is my only source of income now because the house I rent right now does not qualify as income since it's paying off the mortgage, the people that are renting it. So there's no leftover money there. So YouTube is okay, but it's not making me rich. A couple $1,000 a month is just enough for me to live and survive essentially. So I would love to travel everywhere if I could, but until I start making some serious money, that's just gonna be a future thing, or maybe, yeah, I'm still gonna travel, but not as frequently as I want. So that's why I'm here in the Philippines because it allows me to stay a long time. Um, have you ever traveled to Costa Rica or anywhere in South America? Peru is awesome, brother, and Costa Rica quite magical. So I will go eventually. I haven't been there yet. What are your thoughts about dating single moms in Cebu? Personally, I would not date a single mom, but you might and you could and still be just fine. Depends on your age, your preferences. Like, what do you want from dating? How long do you plan to be here? Do you want a short term, long term? There's a million things that go into why someone should or should not date a single mom. I would not do it simply because our priorities would not be the same. She has a child to worry about, she's got a child to feed, educate, discipline, take care of. And I know 100% I will not be her number one in any given situation. So, that alone, why would I start off with that much baggage? Now, suppose I go out and I start talking to someone and we really hit it off. And after a while, she happens to tell me, "Oh, I have a child." I might reconsider, but honestly, for me at my stage in my life, because I don't have kids, because I'm always moving, because I'm stable, all the stuff, like, I mean, I'm unstable as far as location, geography, it just doesn't make sense to me. But for you, as a person coming here, you have to realize the single mom rate is extremely high. The chances of a 25-year-old and older not having a child is very rare. And if they don't have a kid, they're probably not interested in you because they have their own careers to worry about and their own social status and all these other things. So, as a foreigner in his 60s, 70s, and 80s, I'm going to go a little higher. So, as a foreigner in his 70s or whatever, coming here thinking you could find a virgin that doesn't want you for money, it's very rare, man. Like, don't let these other YouTubers fool you. Don't be disappointed in me telling you the truth. It's just the way it is. So, yeah, I wouldn't do it, but single moms are right for some people. There might be a guy that's got kids already. There might be a guy that's been divorced. There might be a guy that doesn't mind kids because he really genuinely cares about that one specific girl and she just happens to be a mom. Nothing wrong with it. But for me right now, that's not a starting point for me. Uh, Sorry, Case, you have wisdom. Thank you. Daddy Sugo. What? Diddy Sugarto. What? Diddy Sugar too. Damn, I don't know how to read. Traveling Asia, yeah. Hey, Alex, a big fan. Been watching since 2018. I'm moving to India next week. Can you give me some tips? Well, I don't know how you've been watching since 2018 because I didn't have a channel then, but tips on India travel. You think scamming is bad in the Philippines? Wait till you go to India, man. Just beware. Taxi, right off the bat. They're gonna try to take you somewhere. They say they don't know where the hotel is. They're gonna recommend you to a different hotel. Even day to day street stuff. But I mean, just be very clear on the prices when you're buying anything. And I don't know. India was like love hate relationship for me, man. Some things I really really enjoyed, and then some small little things that kept adding on to the point where at the end of the, like, pollution was just horrible in India for me, and like, I don't know where you're going, so it's too much. I do one-on-one consultations. If you guys are interested, send me an email to Talk Now Canada, and I'll obviously for a fee, I'll sit down and go break down everything you need to know. So, hi to Kenny. Hello, Kenny. Am I getting tired? I think I. How do people do this for like 9 hours straight? Damn, I cannot do that. Kian says angels are real. Andy Perez, yo, Paul, hello, Andy. Money, money, money. When you count angels, that's what I'm doing now. Sir, hi, hello, sir. How are you today? I'm great. Um, Juice McGently. How do, how do can you approach foreigners locally? They're often sandalfish. I have no idea what that means. Hi, Alex. I like your style. Be you. Don't beg. I don't know what that means. Can I get a shout out? Hello, Bryce. Hello. Say hello to Kenny, bro. It's funny. Yes, kick him out. Yeah, I got that was a long time ago. Can cannabis be found easily enough? Philippines. I consider medic. I would not smoke weed in the Philippines. I mean, somebody doesn't like you, rats you out. You guys saw what happened to that guy recently. Um, Stay away from drugs. I mean, it might be legal wherever you are. In Canada, it is, but like over here, you could find it easily. But you get it from the wrong person, you piss off the wrong guy, and they rat you out, and you got big trouble, big problem on your hand. You can get they're gonna extort you if you're a foreigner. Trust me, just if you can stay away from it, just do that. You want to smoke weed, go to Thailand, save yourself all this headache over here. The more popular you become, the trolls show up. Yeah, it's just part of it. I understand. Judah the Dragon says, "How do you like Cebu?" I love Cebu. It's my favorite. It's close to enough to all the islands. It's got big enough amenities, like modern as well. So I like it a lot here. Theodore Chipmunk says, "Yo, hi, what's up? Can I get mod? I'm trying to beat a record between my friend group." Sure. Oh, I can't seem to make you a moderator. Sorry, I don't know how to do it. Uh, hi. You're looking awesome. Thank you, Cyril. You're very nice. It's my birthday today. You won, Flores. Happy birthday. How many years you got? Not everyone likes authentic people, so if they unfollow, you should not even care. Yeah, I don't care. Thank you for that, Keon. I appreciate it. Living in the Mindanao fields are a big country. There's scammers, real love, exchange, relationships, and everything in between. Yes, thank you for saying that, Nico. Yeah, that's one thing that I think should it's a given, but I have to say it out loud. No situation is going to be one way. There's always going to be extremes of every kind. You're gonna have the most amazing relationship stories, people madly in love and authentically, truly in love. You're gonna have a relationship where people get scammed for everything they've got, right? So there's gonna be all kinds of stuff. But I think it's important to come here with a very like clear mind and almost like no expectations with anything. Life here, dating here, living here, everyday like interaction with people, because then you could truly enjoy it and experience it. But if you come here thinking you're going to be king shit just because you're in a different country and the exchange rate favors you, you're going to be reminded that Filipinos don't really care about you in that way, at least not the real true ones, right? Like you're gonna make connections. There's gonna be so many things happening, so I think my personal advice would be to come here without any kind of expectations. Be clear minded and don't bring any kind of Western mentality with you because you'll just make your own existence here miserable, right? So it happens quite often. I see it all the time. And I made a whole video about those four incidents that I saw personally, uh, which is funny. Somebody said I only did it because I wanted to jump the gravy train. Anyways, so yeah, come with that mindset. I think you'll have a great time. Do you like Kurt Cobain? Um, I know he was musically gifted and talented, and he passed away at 27. I know. I think he was part of that group that did the "Teens Smell Like Teen Spirit" song or something. I know enough like that, and I have nothing for or against them. Truthful people are seen as threat. I agree. Usually, I'd have to agree. Okay, Billy, what website do you use for travel deals and booking hotels? Okay, Billy, I don't stay at hotels and I just use Airbnb and I send a message to the host and ask for a reduced price if I pay them cash upon check-in. That's how I get my rental places. And travel deals, I use Klook as one of my favorite. So Klook. It's got great packages when it comes to tours and stuff like that. That's as far as I go with discounts and travel deals. Amen. A single mom would never make you her priority. It's true. I mean, rightfully so. If I had a child, I'll pick that over anybody. Like, I have a dog, and I'll probably kill somebody for him. So I can't imagine having a kid, right? So it's just like, yeah. Theodore, I don't know what a mod is, bro. I can't make you a mod. I don't know how to do that here. I clicked on your picture. All I see is pin message, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user in the channel. Oh, there it is at the end. What does that do if I add you as a mod? Let me try you out. Managing moderator can manage block words and change chat modes in live, and also has capabilities of standing moderator. I don't know if I want to give you the power. Sorry, bro. I don't know you that well. Um, to make you a mod, you got to mess with my messages. Nico says single moms in the Philippines are very, very different than Western countries. Oh, okay. A lot of them leave the kids with family and the provinces and go to urban areas to work. Nico, yes, I'd have to confirm because the women that I interview sometimes it's some of their moms and the kids are staying with the family back in the province. So just from personal experience, I would have to agree with that. Yeah. Why do people want mod access? I don't get it. My hairline is dead. Yeah, it happens when you grow older. Sorry to disappoint you. Any places to recommend going to Manila to get good food? What did I eat in Manila? Oh, there was this. Honestly, I don't. Just go to BGC. It's nothing Filipino that I remember eating. It was just Western food. Most places that I ate in BGC area. So unfortunately, I cannot. I'm sure there's plenty of people that will give you much better answers than myself. Monkey fella, hey bro, hey. Costa Rica is very overpriced, probably by now, yeah. And a dud. Mexico, Brazil, Dominican Republic, and Colombia are worth visiting. I will. Sean says, okay, what places do you recommend to eat in Cebu City? Okay, so Cebu City, I recommend eating at Sugbo Mercado, which is the night market, because it's got a variety of food. There's Mark's, wait, what is it? I forgot. It's like sizzling beef. Mark's something you'll see. It's got like sizzling platters of beef. There's also a place called Cribs in Supermercado, which is Indonesian noodles. I don't eat lechon, so unfortunately it's not good for me because a lot of pork is in Filipino food. So Cribs, which is Indonesian food. Mark's, which is a beef place. If you want Indian food in Supermercado in IT Park, there's a place called, I think it's called Hyderabad, which got delicious special biryani chicken. So it's like almost like a masala curry on top of rice. Within the city itself, if you want Italian food, eat at La Bella Express, which has got delicious pizzas. Mm, trying to see. I've eaten at Jerry's and Moon Cafe and all these places, but it's not really any different or special. That's it, man. I don't. I'm a very simple man. I eat like the same three or four foods from the night market regularly. Do you like it better than the U.S.? Well, I don't live in the U.S. unless you're talking about the Costa Rica people. I live in Canada, but uh, like you said earlier, all women are the same. The only difference is the Philippines women set their standards lower than Western girls. Yeah, but you bring them to America. Do you think that would be? It's true. I wouldn't recommend. Well, here's the thing: people that say don't bring your women to America, which will be pretty much 90% of the channels out there, it's because they're right, because you're bringing a 25-year-old as a 75-year-old man to America, where she has access to all these other 25-year-old foreigners as well, people she can relate to and like actually connect with and all that. I would not bring her under any circumstances. But if you're a 30-year-old man bringing a 30-year-old woman that you truly love and care about, and you actually have a genuine connection, then yeah, I would say take her to see what happens. Like I don't know, it's just difficult because every individual relationship is different. But I think if I had to pick, bring them or don't bring them, I'll say don't bring them to America or your Western country. At least not to live. You can go visit, but not to probably live. How are you today? I am fantastic. Great live stream, Philippines walking tour. Thank you, thank you. Philippines walking tour. I think I might know you personally. Leave for another man with more money. Yeah, if you bring him back home, that's a very big possibility. How's your dating in the Philippines so far? Right now, dating is not a thing for me. I'm not prioritizing dating. I got a very clear mission. I'm work. Whoa, why is my hand so much whiter than my face? How much tan did I get? I got dark, bro. What is happening? I gotta go to the pool and take off the shirt. I've been outside daily. Anyways, back to the question. Dating is not my priority right now, so I'm gonna say just fine for me or not at all. Okay, AI Art Collective. Do you want to be a mod? Because at least I've seen you in the comment section. AI, if you say yes, I'll make you a mod. I am not. Can of beans. Can you get used to the humidity? I cannot. So lately, I'm going to be very graphic if you guys want to skip this part. Actually, not very graphic, but sweating was like never a thing for me in Canada until I started traveling to Southeast Asia. And even then, I used to be fine, but now I'm starting to see I'm having much more sweat. And I think it's because I changed my deodorant. I think that's the reason, because I'm sweating more than usual under my armpits, which was never that bad before now. So I don't know if I'm getting older, my body is just changing, or it's just simply because I changed my deodorant type because I can't find Old Spice here the way I used to find it. I mean, I'm sure there is, but like I don't see it as normal places. Anyways, so I can't get used to the humidity, in short. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you have been now the moderator, AI Art Collective. Hi, Alex from Colorado. Do you have family back in Canada? Like your videos. Thank you for liking my videos. Yes, I do have family back in Canada. Trolls just need a hug. Most of them are kids. They got no life. They want to feel something. Oh, I don't know. I'm not getting used to the humidity. Speaking, I'll turn on this AC, but honestly, it's a bit loud. So that's why I haven't. Let's see how loud it is on the channel before I. Maybe I'll leave that on for a couple minutes, cool down this place a bit. Michael says, yeah, Costa Rica is getting pricey. Monkey, everything's great. Is eating out versus cooking from your room around the same price? Now, that's another great question. Okay, Billy, because I know you're in Thailand, so Thailand it just makes sense to eat out because there's so many options. There's so like affordable, and variety and accessibility is very easy in Thailand. Here, I would say yes. If you eat local food, if you eat at the Carandaria, like if you eat local food, like proper local food, then it's the same. You don't really save much money by cooking at home. But if Filipino food is not to your taste, like many foreigners, they just don't like it, then cooking at home, I mean, then you'll be result you'll be forced to eat Western food in restaurants, and then obviously cooking at home would be cheaper. If you eat local food, then it'll be the same. If you cannot handle local food here and want to eat Western food, then it'll be a lot cheaper to cook at home. And I recommend actually doing your shopping at places like local markets like Carbon, not like supermarkets like Metro. I've found that the Philippines has some of the highest prices when it comes to just everyday items from a superstore. For example, fruits, vegetables. Some of the prices just make no sense to me. Like if you average it out, some things are even more costly than Canada for like carrots or broccoli or something like that. You know, potatoes. I don't know why potatoes are so expensive at the supermarket. But if you go to markets, whatever, then it's fine. Like local, I mean, like wet markets and stuff. Is there street food options like 70 peso meals? There are, but if you've never been to the Philippines and you're expecting it to be like Thailand food, it's very different. So you either have the taste for it or you don't. And if you're lucky enough to enjoy Filipino food, then you'll find some very good 70 to 120 peso meals. Sean said, I appreciate the recommendation, man. Thank you. Um, do you speak any language? I'm speaking a language right now, bro. Yeah, I support you, Alex. Thank you, Eric. Yeah. Yo, guys, bring that nonsense out of here with that 9/11 shit, because I'm kicking people off the channel. Um, Andrew, CJ, I'm hardcore sweater. Yeah, Andrew, yeah, here you are, man. Looks like you're bored. You and Avita? I don't know, man. You trying to stalk me? Yeah, yeah. Where you from? I am from Afghanistan. Amsterdam, the place to be. Imagine having a bed in your kitchen. What's the stuff? Sorry, you have lively. Imagine having a bed in your kitchen. That's tough. Sorry, you have to live like that. Are you talking about me? Maybe you are. I don't know. Okay, Billy says, you're an inspiration, mate. I plan to come to Cebu this year. Hope to catch up. Yeah, definitely. Give me a shout. I can get daily for 500 pesos. Daily, oh, I guess the weed. Jeremy said, hey, bestie. Hey, hey, hey. Which is always in the chats. Yeah, so I guess this format of going live vertically, YouTube is obviously pushing it out to new people and more people because they want me to continue doing it this way, and it's drawing in some new people. So also, please don't subscribe to the channel if you're not planning on actually watching my videos, because like you think you're helping me, but it's actually damaging the algorithm. Because what happens, you subscribe but you don't click on my regular content, YouTube thinks it's a shit video, it doesn't push it to new viewers or continue showing it to people. So please only subscribe, because I know I'm going to get a bunch of subscribers, but they won't watch my regular content. I appreciate the support, but if you're going to do it, just do it if you intend to watch the videos later on. Let's get those likes up. Watch from South Auckland, New Zealand. Hello. Okay, I'm starting kicking people off the channel. Bye. Do you watch Demon Slayer? I do not, but I hear it's a good show, right? Anime, I think. Alberta says, how old are you when you went bald? Well, I was probably 26, maybe when I started losing some of my hair. Yeah. You're in the Philippines right now? I am. Andrew CJ says, I'm heading to IT Park now for a coffee. Hope I don't get that same lady. You'll know who it is if you do. What's the topic here? Oh, yeah, the topic was gone a long time ago. We were talking about dating. Are you in the Philippines right now? I am. Some of these questions are funny. Why are you wearing a blue shirt today? I'm wearing blue today because my laundry is like I only have a few shirts left. I gotta do laundry today. Thank you for reminding me. My girlfriend is in Cebu. Need to go there and meet her. Yeah, come on by. Jay Sully, it's a lot of spam because we changed the format of this live stream. Like I said, I think YouTube is showing it to a lot more new viewers, so they feel like they want to be noticed, I guess. I'm maxing around says, Alex, I'm coming to Cebu, or Philippines, March, and I'll be at IT Park on March 26th. Awesome, maybe I'll run into you. They're bots, so you miss most of Canada. Plan to come back permanently. Surrey case, I don't plan to come back permanently. I might retire there at some point. I honestly don't know what my plans are. I have no plans of coming back anytime soon. I would go back for sure. I just don't know right now. Love said, looking fresh, man. Thank you. My birthday is today. Happy birthday. I hope to meet you, Alex. I'm going December on vacation. I hope you're still there. I'm currently in Montreal. I may not be here, JC Cool, but let me know. Any idea where I can get cheap sunglasses here? Honestly, I don't know, man. Cheap sunglasses, probably Carbon Market. But by the time you pay a taxi or motorcycle to get there and get back, you're probably best to just go to like a Daiso or a dollar store. I'm not sure if they have like a dollar store here, but just walk around IT Park, Ayala Block Mall. There you might find some like place that sells them, but no proper glasses for a discount price that I know of. Hello, you seem nice. Well, thank you. You're the second person that said that. I am nice. Maybe, in a way, sometimes. How is the Philippines, bro? Do you like it? And are the girls worth it? I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible when it comes to dating in the Philippines. You will get more dates here than the. Okay, let me say that again. You'll definitely have a better time dating women in the Philippines than your home country. I would say it's not as good and as high quality as some people would have you believe on these other YouTube channels. So you still have to put in the work if you want a proper girl. Also, they're just more approachable, and you're just numerically speaking, if you're online dating, you get a ton more matches. That is an obvious thing here. But I would highly recommend you do your due diligence and ask those difficult questions and still do your part if you want to find a proper woman online. I would say to come here, if you want to date, just get into the streets, go to the malls, cafes, restaurants, food stalls, and start talking to people. Because over here, you can still approach women. You can still talk to them. If you're a kind, nice gentleman, not like threatening or scary or rude about it, they'll still talk to you. And if they shut you down, they'll shut you down gently, not like in the West where women make you feel like a creep if you want to talk to them. So in that sense, yeah, Philippines is still a great place to date. How was it to bump into a regular guy in the last video? Oh yeah, it was. It's my second time seeing him. I was surprised. I asked him what he was doing here, just going to a different island, I think, and he was just passing through. Yeah, we had a good talk. Normal, nothing crazy, so all good. Purple Blast Gaming is a lot of good men landing in our country. I hope I'm one of them. Andrew says, LOL, in a conversation now with another mate, we're talking about how shit Cebu is now. It has changed a bit though, for real. I feel like Cebu, from the first time I was here, it's become a little bit more bougie. Not even bougie, just people, I don't know, man. It's changed a little bit. So I can't imagine how it would have been like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I just think like dating here, you might have like the same group of girls that kind of get around to the foreigners. That could be a challenge. So I would say to try to get off the same sites, apps, methods that guys are meeting women here, right? So don't go to the bars that every guy goes to and has a beer, and the next girl that walks up to him, he thinks that's his girlfriend. You know, that kind of stuff. Just stay away from that. All these like Instagram profiles that post bikini photos and all this shit. Don't bother these women. They're not for you probably. You don't want that kind of like girl in your life where her Instagram is all she cares about. That if you're on a trip, all she wants to take is photos so she can attract the next guy, kind of thing. I would say just to go into just the communities, proper places, someone that's actually got a job, working, schooling, something like that, and try to meet a girl that way. Luciana says, "You look nice as everybody, and everybody should be respectful to everybody." I think so too. Suri K says, "I'm in Vancouver, plan to move to Dumaguete, Darwin in a few months. Cost of living here is out of control." Yeah, Vancouver and Toronto is like, whew, crazy. Uh, is there a dish in the Philippines that you like as much as you like? I guess you mean Pat Kapow. I don't. Pat Kapow is delicious to me. It's spicy. It's got some basil, the beef. So I'm trying to think. I mean, I like sisig, but then once I found out what was in it, kind of turned me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. So I know I ate the chicken one, but I don't know what parts of the chicken they're using. So that's kind of, it's like a hot dog, right? You don't know what kind of mixture of meat is in there. I'm trying to see. I mean, not so much. Like I do like the variation of pancit, so like the noodles that Filipinos eat. But if I'm gonna be honest with you, I just, you can't ask someone. Yeah, not as much as Pat Kapow. Good question though. Carlos Jose says, any explanation as to why every girl that I talk to has the urge of picking up at the airport? I'm not an old geezer, Will, and I'm 30. They want to pick you up at the airport? I think they just want to show you how interested they are in you. I've never had it. Like, every girl you talk to wants to pick you up at the airport? I wouldn't know. Like, that seems really strange. I think the only thing I could think about was them trying to show you how serious they are about you, or if they just like you that much. And if you're 30, that probably means you're relatively handsome still, so they really try to like maybe show that they're very interested in you. Okay, guys, 147. Should we do 2 hours straight? 11 o'clock? Yeah, okay, let's do it. Maybe we could do another 15 minutes. The juice for me said, "Did you ever consider living in Thailand since you always mention how you feel so comfortable just being around Palm?" I have. I've thought about it, and I think so it's a consideration that I might really have to like. Yeah, I have, and it's something that I have to like kind of really, really think and see what I want. But I have thought about it. Purple Blast Gaming says it shows how welcome you are. I think in the airport comment. Young, fresh global travel. I met my current and hopefully soon to be girlfriend walking around. I hope it works out with her. Taking her to Siargao after only 1 week of knowing her. LOL. Young, fresh global travel. Now, here's a story where I see happen quite often. And, you know, I don't really have an opinion on it, but I just hope you are aware that things may not work out, right? So if you're planning on going to Siargao anyways, and you're gonna rent a room anyways, and so what's another little couple $100 for another person to join you that you actually have interested in? In that sense, I see why men always want to do this. And even me, at some point when I first came here, I did the exact same thing because it's easy, it's convenient, it's fun, it's exciting, you want to show you got her, all this stuff. So in that sense, it's fine. But now that I've been here for a while, I also know that women, not saying her, some women just use you. Simple. They just want to upgrade for a weekend. They want to take some photos in the mirror. They want to essentially make it a photo shoot so they can go back on their social media and post all this stuff. So if she seems like a genuine person, I'd say have a great time. If you see any red flags of any kind, if she wants to bring her cousin along, or if she's asking you to buy her a bikini and to like buy her this and buy her that, and at some point you're gonna be like, okay, do you even care about me, or do you just want to go on a trip? And even then, you might not be you might not care. You might be like, all right, whatever. I still want to smash. I still want to take her. So that's up to you. But just be aware of it. Andrew says, yeah, mate, the way I dress is above standard in Dumaguete, Bohol. Cebu, I feel underdressed. Yeah, so Cebu here is getting people dressing a little better, people having a little bit more money, it seems like. I just feel like things are improving in that sense. So us foreigners probably have to up our game and maybe not be in t-shirts and shorts like I am all the time and expected to meet like the finest girls, right? So did you date a Filipina? I'm just curious. Yes, I have in the past. Master Moto says, thank you for the answer, bro. I agree. I found myself a beautiful girl on the internet. The girl's much more approachable and respectful. My girls do the extra to keep me assured since we're LDR. You have to. LDRs are difficult to maintain, and I guess the way a man shows his commitment is by sending money, and the way a woman does it by sending you daily messages or some photos to keep you interested still. Are you black? Yeah, I'm black. How's your day going? That one will be so nice over the next hot months. The major cities will be hot box. Purple Blast Gaming. Yeah, haha. Hope to catch one good one someday. All right, guys. So we have 9 more minutes. I'm gonna do this. We'll go 2 hours straight. If you're new to the channel, if you want to see content about Philippines and other countries around the world, travel, interviews. For now, that's what they are. I don't know where the channel is going in the next few months, but subscribe to the channel if you plan on watching it. Hit the like button because that's what YouTube wants, and I'll just continue reading the last few messages before I take off. Oh, beef Kansi from Robinson Food Court, Dumaguete. Jack says, I just subscribed and you're doing a great job. Don't let anyone be a mod you don't trust with your dog. Hence, don't do it. Got you. Jack, excellent point. You're right. Maxing Around says, have you ever encountered a dangerous situation in the Philippines? The only dangerous situation was when I was in an earthquake. I mean, that's just nature. But as far as people goes, I don't feel any safety concerns here. Once again, because I stay away from nightlife, clubs, drugs, alcohol. When you do that, you reduce your chances. And even then, I really haven't heard any like safety stories. Like everybody I've speaking to or spoken to in the past doesn't really have anything bad to say. How is halal food in the Philippines? I don't know. I think it's non-existent. I mean, I don't eat halal specifically, so I eat. The only thing I don't do is I just don't eat pork. But I don't specifically eat halal, so I don't know. But pretty much non-existent. I don't see anywhere that promotes or advertises halal food. I'm sure there are places. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as obvious as some other countries or maybe even Mindanao. I've seen a lot of halal signs there, but not here so much. Jack says, also, I land March 2nd. Maybe I'll grab a coffee and I'll teach the barista to be nice. Oh yeah, teach her. I'm sure she's been told many times, but... Master Moto. And how is the street food there in general? Is it as good as Thai food, street food in the Philippines? I'm going to say no. It's not. Not even close, unfortunately. Hedgehogs. Okay. Do you have a video on the top 5 markets? No, I have 2 or 3 food videos on my channel. You just have to go through all the lists. One was of Cebu Mercado, which I did with That Philippines Life, which unfortunately they split up, the Canadian couple. So I did it with them. And the other one was me and Palm trying out some very nice local food, actually. It's just behind here. I forgot the name. I think it's called Cat's Kitchen or something. No, not Cat's Kitchen. I don't know. Whatever it is. Right? Actually, I have my phone. No, I don't. Maybe find it. You know what? I do have a recommendation for local food if somebody wants to try in Cebu City. I forgot about that place, but hey. I'll see if I could find it now. residences. Oh yeah, it's called Ekit Food House. So EKIT. What? Oh, my internet just shut off. So, local food in the Philippines, in Cebu City. If you want, it's about 500 meters away from IT Park. It's actually behind Grand Residences. Just put into Google, Ekit Food House, EKIT Food House. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there. Ah, fuck off. Excuse my swearing. I know Filipinos don't like swearing. You can't see it, huh? Anyways, EKIT Food House is not like a house, but it's HAUS. Anyway, that stuff. I'm gonna put in a link after in the description if I remember. What else are we talking about? Atypical made the move to Thailand. Awesome. Young Fresh Global Travel says, do you notice that a lot of Filipinas here get offended when you try to wear a condom? It's like they flat out get offended. I don't notice because I don't know if I'm experienced, but I think a lot of that must be just from lack of experience because a lot of guys here don't wear condoms. It costs money to buy condoms. Lack of education. They don't maybe explain the importance of condoms. And then lastly, because maybe they want a baby. A lot of people here want babies. A lot of people here want babies. That's all I can say. I mean, that's just my assumptions, but not from personal experience. I don't know. They know other Pinay go to international flights looking to meet men from other countries. I have a very low chance of some random girl approaching you at an international airport trying to take you home immediately before your girlfriend gets to you. Maybe, I don't know. Do you consider buying the DJI Pocket 3 as a new camera? I have considered many times, but it just seemed like an additional expense at some point. I don't have a problem with the GoPro because usually it does what I need it to do. It does get annoying when it overheats sometimes or just not as convenient that a DJI camera might be. But right now, financially speaking, it's not in my plans. Stitch, shout out to Stitch. Hey, I just subscribed to you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Purple Blast Gaming. Noted. I'll stay away from street foods and eat at the restaurants. I mean, if you want to try something, feel free to do so. I'm not saying don't try stuff, but when you're comparing it to Thailand, it's like, you know, it's a whole different level. Can you play for big guys on your TV? It's song, please. I will not because it's going to demonetize this video, which means I won't make any money from the ads. Oh, great question. So when do you travel to Northern Philippines, Alex? Northern Philippines, soon. I plan maybe at some point to do a proper, like, start like really traveling, because those interviews are kind of like wearing me down a bit. It's a lot of work, boots on the ground, talking to random people, asking them to do interviews. It's like being a salesman, right? So we'll see what happens, but I know people like the interviews, so I'm trying to balance between what people want and what I want. So hopefully soon. I don't have a date in mind. Yeah, Carlos, I wouldn't worry about that. A woman like that is toxic. I'd say if she only wants you. What's your favorite movie? Tell me. That's an excellent question, man. I wish I knew. Okay, it's very difficult to pick a favorite movie because I'm a big movie buff, and it's like, so I might give you genres. My favorite action movie is like Terminator 2. Something about Terminator 2 that just cannot be beaten when it comes to an action movie. For my favorite scary movie, I like The Conjuring. I thought it was really good. And for my favorite funny movie, that's really tough. I really liked the movie with Jonah Hill and Superbad. That's hilarious to me. Superbad was funny as heck. My favorite sci-fi movie. It's a good one. It's a lot of them. I can't really think right now. There's a lot of movies, man. I love movies, and I used to work in the movie industry, so that's a big factor. I think just knowing what goes into make. And there's too many to think of right now. I don't know. It's too much. And my this is a movie. Let me know if you guys know this movie. It's with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. It came out in like late '90s, I think, and not too many people know about it. But the movie was called Life, and it was two people getting wrongfully convicted of prison. I mean, of murder, and they had to be sent to jail for life. And I think that's one of my favorite movies. Oh, also, Almost Heroes with Chris Farley, who passed away, and explorers of trying to find America. Anyways, this is like revealing my age. Not that I'm hiding it, but it's old school stuff. So, Master Moto, I have no idea what's going on with the internet in Cebu. It has improved in the past 5 years. They do have Starlink now, so I would just say I have no information, but you can research to find the best one. The speed is not the problem. Sometimes the connectivity. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it keeps dropping in and out. I'm not sure why. What's the Filipino food that you like the most? I do like sisig. I like lumpia and any kind of pancit, like the noodles. Yo, wagwan, wagwan, my youths. Not much, man. How you doing? How do you get a cheap flight from East Coast US? Everything is 1,500 plus. You can't, man. East Coast, you're in a tough spot because you got to go across the world instead of going the other way. So, regardless, 1,500 is the going rate. You can't really discounts don't work anymore. Supply and demand. People know these airlines. They have complete monopoly now over this stuff. Before, if you flew on Wednesdays or Tuesday, all this stuff, honestly, it's all just junk now. It doesn't matter. What I do, I go on Skyscanner. I put in the dates and I find the cheapest flight. Then, let's say I go on Skyscanner and it's telling me that Philippines Airlines offering the cheapest price. Then I go straight to Philippines Airline and I book it through them, given those dates and times, because I don't want to book through third party in case there's something with my ticket, because good luck trying to get your money back from them ever. Even though airlines can be difficult as well, it's still a little bit easier to deal with airlines directly than it is to just deal with like a third party like Kayak or Skyscanner or whatever else you're using, TripAdvisor and all that. So honestly, I personally don't have any tips. Hi, Andrew and Maya. Flight hack. Sorry, I don't, bro. What language do you speak? I speak English and a little bit of Farsi. You gonna eat your cornbread? Ha! I love that. That's from the movie Life. That's a great movie. My favorite line was when the girl got pregnant and they all lined up, and the thing was Bernie Mac. He's like, "I'm a baby." Remember that? It's funny. Life was a good movie. I love the cornbread scene. Yeah, consequences and repercussions. Exactly. You can buy a cheaper ticket by months and months ahead. Even the months ahead, honest to God, if you look right now, do me, whoever cares, book a flight anywhere. Book one month from now, or at least don't book it, but look at the price 1 month from now and do the same flight 10 months from now. There isn't much of a difference, and I would not want to risk 10 months of waiting in case something goes wrong for like $50 or something. So things are really changing because airlines, man, they're getting really bad when it comes to pricing now. What's the best place to exchange cash when you land in Cebu? I would say to just have enough to get to the mall essentially, and then at Ayala Business Park, the Ayala Mall, the main one, there are 2 or 3 exchange places. I know there's a big difference between the two on the second floor and the first floor. My personal favorite will be, I can't remember now. I don't know if it's the first one or the second one. There's one on the first floor, one on the second floor. go to both before deciding, because I know there's a big difference between the two. I just can't remember which one was the one that was overly priced. So have enough money to get to Cebu City, and then you just go to the mall and exchange it there. There's 2 or 3 exchange places. Basically, just look at the prices before you make a decision. But I know they're very close to the going rate anyways. Yeah. One of them. So yeah, that's why I do it. Hello, Chloe. Okay, you give 3 tips for flights, then. Oh, really? Sorry, Carlos. I meant like cheap flights. That's just the way I do it. Um, Maybe I just know more information than I think, right? Do people respect personal space, or is it difficult for intervene? Yeah, personal space will be an issue here. If you're standing in line, people get really close to you. Even walking on the street, people might really get close to you. So just beware and say excuse me, even though you may not be at fault for something. People here, they just go about their business. They don't usually they don't know you want your personal space, so just be clear about that. How much should I expect to spend for a 10 to 14 day vacation, a popular night like district with great eats and activities? What city should it be in? That's a lot of stuff, Chris. Crispin, send me an email. That's too much to get into right now at Talk Now Canada if you want a one-on-one consultation with some of these things. Because I'm going to wrap this up now. Do you like listening to music? I do. I love listening to music, but not as much as when I was younger. I listen to everything pretty much. What's your favorite pastime? Playing football or soccer? I love playing soccer. And I kind of like playing video games on my phone lately, Call of Duty Mobile. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get into personal. I want to give a big thank you to AI Art Creator. I think, let me just get the, yep. AI Art, what can I speak? AI Art Collective for being a moderator. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for filtering out some of those nonsense people on here. A big shout out to whoever watched this video, liked and subscribed. Even if you didn't, thank you for being here. 2 hours of talking about everything takes a toll on the energy level a little bit. I'm gonna go get that coffee. You guys have a wonderful day. Just come to the Philippines, see for yourself, enjoy the beautiful people, the weather, the beaches, the nature. And if a woman decides to join you on your journey, excellent. But try to make you the priority and not her. All right, guys. See you guys next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.